What we witnessed today at the White House was nothing short of alarming. During a scheduled meeting with oil executives, the president displayed behavior that has raised serious concerns about his mental fitness for office. The incident was so troubling that even Fox News, typically supportive of the administration, was forced to cut away from their coverage. This wasn't just another controversial moment. This was a clear display of cognitive dysfunction happening in real time. The meeting with oil industry leaders should have been straightforward, but what unfolded was chaotic and deeply concerning. Before we break down what happened, it's important to understand the gravity of this story. This involves billions of dollars, questionable policy decisions, and the basic competence of the person leading our country.
People ask about the second wave. I don't think it's going to be necessary. We have an armada, a giant armada like nobody's ever seen in that part of the world. And it's stationed off the coast. And we are getting along so well with the people that are involved and representing Venezuela that I don't think we're going to have any, I don't think it's going to be necessary to do the second wave. We were planning on a second wave, but the first wave was so powerful and so good and so strong. And frankly, the people in the country, they did the right thing. They were smart. They did the right thing. They didn't want to go through a second wave, but we've got a tremendous number of the most powerful ships in the world right there. I don't think we're going to have to use that. I'm happy to say that. I don't think we're going to have to use that at all. If I could ask Chevron, you did a great job. I want to thank you. And ExxonMobil, if you would...
That rambling, incoherent statement set the tone for everything that followed. The president couldn't stay focused. He veered off script repeatedly, lost in self-congratulation and confused tangents about military armadas. This meeting was supposed to be about energy policy. Instead, it became a platform for the president to demand praise from the executives in the room, the same people who stand to make billions from his policies. Chevron, ExxonMobil, and others lined up to shower him with compliments, knowing full well that flattery would secure their financial interests. What we're witnessing is a transaction, praise in exchange for profit, all while American taxpayers foot the bill.
Thank you. You'll make it back one way or the other. You're all going to do very well. I think really very well. Marco just gave me a note. Go back to Chevron. They want to discuss something. Go ahead. I'm going back to Chevron, Marco. Thank you, Marco.
Was there a question, Mr. President?
Yes, go ahead, Marco. What are you saying here?
Mark, if you can update us on operations in the ground and with the appropriate approvals, what you might be able to achieve in the next 12 to 18 months, give us a little view from the ground.
You bet. So today, Chevron has 3,000 employees in 4 different joint ventures in Venezuela today. And over the past 5 to 7 years, they've taken production from about 40.
That moment speaks volumes. Marco Rubio had to physically hand the president a note to redirect him back to the topic at hand. But instead of discreetly following the guidance, Trump read the note aloud, exposing his confusion to everyone in the room. This wasn't just forgetfulness. The president had a script in front of him, prepared remarks written by his staff. His only job was to follow it. Yet, he couldn't even manage that basic task without demanding compliments and requiring his own Secretary of State to get him back on track.
And if you look, come to think of it, well, I got to look at this myself. Wow. What a view. This is the door to the ballroom. Unusual time to look, but I figure we might as well do it. If the fake news would like...
In the middle of the meeting, the president simply stood up and walked away. No explanation, no warning, he just left to wander over to a ballroom door, as if he'd suddenly forgotten where he was. The scene resembled something you'd witness in an assisted living facility, not the White House. When Fox News cut away, it confirmed what many were thinking: this was too embarrassing to continue broadcasting. Even a network known for defending this administration couldn't spin the absurdity of what was happening.
So, love that story. We're going to keep our ears on this. The president meeting with oil executive here. This is truly a remarkable thing you are seeing. Keep in mind that Nicolas Maduro has not been extracted for yet a week, and yet they are gathering these people, the top oil companies in America, to be able to, one, Chevron is already there, to be able to go in and begin monetizing this capture, to begin rehabilitating the country.
Even Fox anchors scrambled to fill the awkward silence, trying to reframe the chaos as normal. But the damage was already done. Your tax dollars are funding this spectacle. While the president wanders around looking at ballrooms, corporate titans are positioning themselves to extract billions in profit from Venezuela's resources under the protection of U.S. diplomatic pressure. This isn't governance, it's corruption dressed up as policy. Now, let's take a deeper look at what's at stake here. The situation in Venezuela isn't just about foreign intervention, it's about oil. And it's always been about oil. These executives are being promised access to Venezuela's vast petroleum reserves, some of the largest in the world. But extracting this oil isn't as simple as just drilling. It requires years of investment, stable political conditions, and infrastructure development. The idea that this will somehow lower gas prices for Americans is a fantasy. Oil companies don't make money by selling cheap oil, they make money by controlling the supply and maintaining prices at profitable levels. More oil in their reserves means more market power, not lower costs at the pump. What's being sacrificed here? Venezuela's sovereignty, its people's right to self-determination, and regional stability, all for corporate profit margins. These actions have long-term consequences for both Venezuela and the broader geopolitical landscape. This meeting with oil executives encapsulates everything wrong with this administration. You have a president clearly struggling with cognitive function. Corporate executives manipulating him with flattery. Billions in taxpayer money being redirected to private profit. Foreign policy shaped by business interests, not national interests. Government officials more concerned with keeping the president on script than addressing his obvious decline. The vice president, instead of invoking the 25th Amendment or showing concern for the president's fitness, continues to enable this dysfunction. The cabinet remains silent. Congressional Republicans look the other way. Meanwhile, these same oil executives, who are profiting from this chaos, are the ones who have spent decades blocking climate action, funding misinformation campaigns, and prioritizing short-term profits over the planet's future. They don't need more wealth. They don't deserve more power. Yet here they are, watching a confused president wander off mid-meeting, and all they care about is securing their next billion-dollar contract. Just this week, reports emerged that the administration plans to fast-track oil drilling permits in Venezuela, even before a stable government is fully established. Energy analysts have warned that this rushed approach could result in environmental disasters and political backlash, but those concerns are being ignored in favor of corporate interests. This is the pattern we've seen time and time again: profit over people, greed over good governance, and a president too out of touch to understand or care about the consequences of his decisions. What we saw today wasn't just another political scandal. It was a glaring window into a much deeper crisis. This should be disqualifying. The American people deserve better than a president who gets confused mid-meeting and wanders off to admire architecture. Thank you for watching. If you agree with the urgency of this situation, make sure to leave a like on this video. Don't forget to subscribe and stay updated on the latest developments. Until next time, stay informed and keep fighting for a better future.